What's up guys, and welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. I am Ken, here today to review the 4K of Unforgiven. So the movie starring and directed by Clint Eastwood came out in 1992 and won Best Picture. Before I do that guys, I want to ask that if you are not yet a subscriber to the Mid-Level Media channel, hit the subscribe button for more great content. I do all kinds of stuff on this channel, mostly centered around the world of physical media, new Blu-rays, new 4Ks, reviews like this. I do the Physical Media Report every single Monday where I update you on all the latest happenings in the world of physical media. I do Blu-ray out and about videos. I do collection updates. I do live streams, all kinds of physical media based content. So if you like that kind of stuff, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button. Also be sure to like this video guys and comment down below your thoughts on Unforgiven. I want to hear them guys. So yeah, comment down below, turn on the bell notification for future videos, and without further ado, let's get into this movie guys. I'm super excited to talk about it. It is Western month, and can I just say before we start talking about Unforgiven, I am so glad that I did this. I'm just so incredibly happy. After watching, you know, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, the Dollars trilogy, Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more, and now watching Unforgiven, I'm just introduced to all of these amazing films for the first time because I started this Western month and because I challenged myself to kind of get out of my comfort zone and watch movies that I ordinarily would not gravitate towards. So I'm just so happy. I can't wait for what lies ahead. I know I got some other classics coming ahead, but right off the top, guys, Unforgiven, it's rare. It's very rare for me when I watch a movie and while I'm watching it, I just get this overwhelming feeling of just being reminded why I love movies in the first place. So, you know, sometimes I'm watching movies and I'm like, why am I even watching this? It's like, I'm not even really enjoying this all that much. Other times I watch stuff and I'm like, I really like this, but I'm kind of disengaged. You know, I might check my phone or something. I was locked into this movie from the second it started, the second it ended, like with the exact same frame of that, you know, the sunrise and the sunset and the person, the silhouette walking out to the tree, his wife's grave. I was just locked into this movie. I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. This might be like in my top 20 movies of all time now. It's just, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. I was so gripped by everything that was going on screen. And, you know, guys, I just kind of jumped right into this without really, you know, giving you all context for what my reviews are. But usually I talk about the movie for a little bit, then we talk about the transfer stuff. This is an older 4K. This has been out for almost 5 years now. I think it came out early 2017. So I just really want to talk about this movie. Like I said, I just got done watching this. I was blown away, guys. This movie stunned me, to be quite honest. It was everything I wanted and more from a movie. Like just the way it ended, just that whole last act, I was just, I couldn't believe it. I was stunned. I'm trying to formulate in my head again. I went into this with no notes. I really wanted to speak from the heart of this movie. So right off the bat, guys, Clint Eastwood, you know, playing the cowboy that's kind of getting his one last ride. You know, he's got a past, obviously. It's not the best past. There's lots of shades of gray in this movie, which is another thing I love in movies, TV shows. Game of Thrones had this. You know, every character had their good side, their bad side. I love shades of gray. There's not one character in this movie that doesn't feel kind of villainous at times, but also heroic. Even though there's a point in the movie where the clear line is drawn as to who's the hero, who's the villain. But Clint Eastwood, just, I love this guy. He's so good. The way he plays this character, the way he builds him up, just his arc throughout this film, and the payoff at the end, guys. Like, I've never had a payoff. This is like the payoff of Luke Skywalker shooting the proton torpedoes into the Death Star at the end of Star Wars. That's how I felt watching this movie as an adult, the same way I did watching Luke Skywalker blow up the Death Star when I was 12 years old. That's what I'm talking about. It's rare I watch movies nowadays that give me that feeling, that invoke that feeling. It's just what I felt when I was a child watching a movie, and that's the way that the end of this movie did. Just his arc in this movie. I love how he plays Not your traditional like badass cowboy character. He's older, he's a little bit more wiser, he's a little bit more reserved. He's had some stuff happen to him, you know, his wife kind of cleaned him up a little bit and then she died, and that's kind of where we start with this character. He's got 2 kids. But it's kind of clear from the beginning he doesn't really see them as anything but really just like kind of help on his farm. Like he just kind of leaves and go off and take the job. He leaves them by themselves. I'm sure he loves them in some way, but it's not like he's really that fatherly. He's not trying to take care of them or anything like that. He's struggling to take care of pigs and stuff like that. So, you know, he's been out of the game for a while. He's not used to the running and gunning and stuff of the old West, the cowboy way, the outlaw way of his past. And you enter into the movie with him as this older kind of beaten down guy that you know has a past, because in the beginning the kid comes up to him and tries to get him to join him on a job. He wants him to take his one last ride and help him kill these guys that attack these women in a whore house. So the whores get together, and I feel so bad calling them whores, but that's kind of what they are in the movie, or that's what the movie calls them. So they all get together, they pull their money together, and they put up a bounty for these 2 guys that attacked one of the girls in the brothel. So and then the guy goes and gets Clint Eastwood and it's help to come out, and then he gets Morgan Freeman, which is his old running mate, and then they all go off to this town, and that's where Gene Hackman is, and he's kind of the outlaw sheriff. And anyway, I'm explaining the whole story. That if you haven't seen this movie, I'm sure most of you have seen this movie that are watching right now have seen it. But anyway, Clint Eastwood, so fantastic in this movie. I love the way he plays this character. He's got some sort of like, you know, he's just real quiet. He's real reserved. He's kind of run down. He's got this PTSD, you know, about some of the stuff he did in the past. And I love the way that this movie deals with death and what it means to kill somebody and just how it affects you, kind of carrying that weight with you your entire life. And that's where you enter with Clint Eastwood. He doesn't want to go back to that, but you can tell at any given moment that he probably can if he's pushed to, and he's definitely pushed to towards the end of this movie. So, but you got his character, but that's just a component of the greatness in this movie. You also have Morgan Freeman, who I kind of feel like gets really sidelined in this movie quite a bit. He's really a supporting character here, but every moment he gets to shine, he absolutely delivers. Morgan Freeman, one of the best actors of all time. I love what they do with him and his own PTSD. Like, that's the real theme of this movie, just dealing with you know, your past and the consequences of what you did, and just kind of really having to deal with that on a mental level. Like, that's really what this movie is about, and I love how they dive into that, because other Westerns, I would imagine, or at least the ones that I've seen, you know, everybody's just running around killing each other, and nobody really feels like, it doesn't feel like they feel the weight of the consequences of killing somebody. In this one, you feel like every single kill matters, and you just feel that weight on every kill, and it just makes everything elevated that much more. So, but yeah, Morgan Freeman's fantastic. And then you got Gene Hackman, guys. This is one of my favorite actors of all time. I haven't seen like everything he's ever done, but everything I've seen him in, absolutely love him. He's so good in this movie, and he is, by the time you get to the end, I was a little confused on like what he was gonna be. Is he gonna be a heroic type of character? But he kind of plays it in the middle as well. Like I said, shades of gray. And then by the end, like, it's very clear he's the villain of the story, the sheriff of this town that's trying to stop these outlaws from coming in and capitalizing on that bounty and retrieving that bounty by killing the 2 people that maimed the girls in the whorehouse. So he is so good in this movie. He's such a badass. Like, he is fierce in this film, kicking people's ass. You got English Bob. I love that guy that comes into town, their whole thing together. He beats Clint Eastwood's ass. Like, he's just going around stomping mud holes in everybody. I love Gene Hackman in this movie. He's such an asshole. He's such a dick. But then there's moments where you feel like, you know, he might be a good guy, but then he just kind of leans right in to the villainous nature. And I absolutely love him in this movie. And like I said, by the time you get to the end of it, you get that showdown between Gene Hackman and Clint Eastwood, and it absolutely delivers on every single level. I kind of felt like for a second, just the way they were setting everything up, the way they were putting all the pieces in place, that it wasn't going to end as satisfying as it was. I thought they were going to throw a wrench in there and do something different, something not expected, you know, something to throw you off. You know, and give you that non-traditional ending just for the sake of doing it. But no, they gave you the most satisfying ending to the story that they possibly could. And yeah, guys, I loved everything about this movie. Clint Eastwood's direction's obviously phenomenal. Like it's so well shot. Just across the board, I thought this movie looked fantastic, looked amazing. The score of this movie, I don't know who did the score. I'm trying to look real quick, but that was fantastic. I'm trying to think, guys, like this movie, it's a slower film. It is a slower film, but to be honest, I was locked in the whole time. I didn't feel the slowness of it at all. And it's only like 2 hours and 10 minutes. So it's like the perfect length, has a great pace to it. But I can see some people watching this and being like, oh, where's the action? There's not really a lot of action. And there's really not, but there's just so many dramatic moments. There's so many moments of tension. There's so many long, drawn out sequences of just dialogue that end in satisfying ways that, I don't know, I loved everything about this movie. But I can get it. I get it if you watch this movie, you're like, this is a little bit slower. I'd rather watch a film like A Fistful of Dollars, which is like action-packed, Good, the Bad, the Ugly, action-packed. But I don't know, guys. I really love this movie. I just really did. And there's definitely some action in it. There's some gunplay. There's some sequences in this film. But yeah, I love it. I love this. I'm struggling. This is a perfect movie. It's a perfect movie to me. 5 out of 5. I'm giving this across the board. The only negative I'll say to it, and it's not really a negative, but I wish they would have done something with English Bob, like whether or not he came back at the end and maybe helped Clint Eastwood or something like that. But either way, like I love the way it ended on its own, so I don't even know if I would have wanted that. But he kind of goes off. I kind of wanted English Bob to come back and get his comeuppance, not get his comeuppance, but get his revenge on Little Bill, which was Gene Hackman's character. So that would be my only complaint. I'm trying to think of anything. No, this movie's perfect. This is a perfect film, guys. So let's get into the transfer, guys. And Warner Brothers scanned the full negative and native 4K. So like I said, this movie, it's got the HDR in there as well as far as the color grading. It looks amazing. It didn't blow me away. The transfer did not blow me away, but it really looks good. Like those facial features, you get those close-ups in this movie as well of Clint Eastwood. Like the facial detail looks amazing. The scenery looks amazing. The colors are awesome. The transfer on this is fantastic. But again, it didn't blow me away. But it's also just a really solid across the board transfer. Nice grain structure, good amount of grain in there as well. So I thought it looked fantastic. The audio, again, I don't have that full audio set up, but it does have a DTS HD master audio, which was an upgrade over the 5.1 audio from the Blu-ray disc. So you did get that upgrade here. You also got a good amount of special features here on the 4K and the Blu-ray. You get an audio commentary on the 4K, and on the Blu-ray disc, you get a commentary by Eastwood biographer Richard Schnickel. And also you get 4 documentaries. You get a classic Maverick episode, Duel at Sundown. So I don't know if that's the old Maverick TV show that the movie was based off of. And then you get the theatrical trailer. So a good amount of special features on this Warner Brothers release. So I just bought this 4K. I didn't buy when it first came out. The packaging is good. I love the image on the front. It conveys so much, like just perfectly encapsulates this film right here, guys, with that image of Clint Eastwood. I just love it. I love it when he comes into town. He's all cold and he's coughing at the table and he gets his ass beat. I love this movie, guys. Can you all tell I really like this movie? I didn't think, again, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I didn't think it was going to get any better, to be honest. When I watched the Dollars trilogy, I was like, this is where Western Month's going to peak for me, and everything else I'll probably just like. But no, like it's getting better. I don't know how it's going to get better than Unforgiven, but it is getting better, and I can't wait to watch Tombstone, Young Guns, some of those other titles that everybody talks up. This movie's a masterpiece. Like I said, a masterpiece in my top 20 of all time. But anyway, the packaging is really solid. Again, didn't get the slipcover or nothing, but I did get a digital code, which I didn't expect to. This movie's, 4 or 5 years old by this point, so it wouldn't even work. The disc art's pretty lazy, just the black discs and that stuff. I'll show you all the back right here if you guys care to zoom in on that. But yeah, guys, Western Month, it's in full swing and it's going really good so far. I'm really happy with some of the titles that I've been watching. So that's my 4K review of Unforgiven. I'll probably be doing another video real soon, just kind of covering some of the other random titles, Western titles that I've watched, ones that I'm not going to do full reviews for. But I appreciate everybody watching. Please, like I said, leave your comments below. Do you love Unforgiven as much as I do? Let me know in that comment section below. Do you think it's overrated? Also, let me know in that comment section below. Also, be sure to like this video, guys, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications for all of those future videos, and I'll see you next time.